What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh yeah. This is Mike Amongo. I'm a rookie trader. And let me start this off by saying I am not a financial advisor. In no way whatsoever. I have lost more than I have gained, so I am just here providing information that I'm using to claw my way back, and hopefully you find that beneficial. As always, I recommend that you do plenty of your own research before making a trade. Let's get into the data. Okay, so today is just, I was excited for today. Got up super early this morning, got into some more stuff, almost did a video this morning, probably should have, and then decided, oh yeah, I'll just fall back to sleep for like from 8 to 9, and then I'll get back into it. Slept in till 10, so missed out on some of those volatility runs from like 9:30 to 9:45. I really could have made some money there, and that was entirely my fault. But some plays I'm actually kind of happy that I'm still in despite that. So today let's just kind of recap some of what I got out of, because I locked in some stuff today. So Clove, CLOV, got in at 37, got out at 74, so that was 100% return. VIH, which I know has momentum, I left some into the play, but when I was up 157%, I had to cash in some. Got in at 35, got out at 90, that was 157. ATER, got in at 25, got out at 40. These are all things I believe I mentioned. Most of these I mentioned in the first video. So it's been, I had to hold on to some of these calls for a week, but I got them far enough out that I felt comfortable about it. And ATER, which is looking like a mover still, which I'll get into in a bit. But I did cash in on some. I got 60% return on that. Charge point, I just, right now with everything that's happening, I feel like there's better plays. Probably could have held on to this one. It was a longer out call for, I think, November or December. But I just wanted the funds so I could roll into something. So I got in at 0.8. That was before the earnings call with the gap up. The gap up would have been the best time to cash in. But I did cash out today when it was moving at 88, which was a 10% return. But besides that, let's get into some of the fun. AMC, first and foremost, oh my gosh, I am so happy it's right there under 48. Not sure entirely what's going on aftermarket wise. Let's see. It's holding. But one I'm really excited about, BBIG! Yeah, I'm probably yelling too loud for this microphone. But that is up after hours 18%. That was one I even jumped on specifically last night to do a second video about after looking at the numbers a little bit more. It kind of worried me a little bit today, but I knew that, like, hey, you know what, this might have to take a week to really make that run. But no, it started moving, and I am so happy that I kind of consolidated other things and rolled them into BBIG. So yeah, let's get into the data on BBIG. BBIG, shares outstanding 69.52. That hasn't changed. It's still free float 75.52. Utilization went up. It's now 99.44. Short interest 34.75, which is up. Cost to borrow 260.31, which is also up. So it's those three main categories that I look at: utilization, short interest, and cost to borrow. All three of those are up. And it's still on the threshold list for the failure to deliver before. It's only probably going to get worse as more and more people pour into this one. I mean, 20% in the after hours, 20% I think it was up for the day. So it's going to put some serious pressure on those shorts. And there's still a lot of people pouring into the call options, which could cause a gamma squeeze. So BBIG, I'm super excited about. One I also think could make a second run, and I've been hearing it and seeing it on other videos as well. SPRT, I made money on the way up, I made money on the way down, and I think it's about to do another run. It did its gap fill down to 19 something. It's still got a lower free float of 38.41. It's actually set up better than it was the last time it made a run, with utilization at 95.71, which is up from yesterday. Short interest, holy smokes, 80.39, which is up from yesterday and higher than it was before all of this. I will say that cost to borrow is lower than the first run, but it is still high, and it went up from yesterday at 163.14. So again, a +3 on those categories: utilization, short interest, and cost to borrow. And it's on the threshold list still. So that's one I am so happy I started to pour in on that dip. Once it got into that 19 range, I just had a good feeling about it. And so I got in there, and I don't think it's too late. See what happens aftermarket and pre-market for tomorrow. Up 10% aftermarket. Pre-market tomorrow could be exciting. Give it that first 15 minutes, kind of let it figure out its trend. And then, man, if it starts running, it wouldn't be like, I know, don't chase. Wait for something, MACD or RSI, to kind of start to give a cool off or a break area, so then you can come in and have a good risk point in order to take that run, and then rotate in, rotate out. Don't go crazy. This one I am going to set a lot more sellout points, because last time I had 60 as my mark, and pretty much my profits were cut in half because I thought maybe it would come back. No, it hit 59.69, and then it didn't hit my fill order to sell, and I was just, oh man, it was brutal. But still made money on that play, still made money on the way down. Was really happy with it, really happy and excited that it could make some more money on this week. CRCT is still one of my favorites because of the float being 9.86%. Utilization is down a bit at 98.79, but that's still really high. Short interest is up 28.38, and cost to borrow is up 38.73. Some other notable mentions: the ATER utilization 98.13, which is up. Short interest, which is also up, 64.46. Cost to borrow, which is also up, 80.13. That had a +3 in my three main categories as well. So that one I'll be looking at. I know I got out of some today. Might, depending on what happens, might get into a little bit more tomorrow. Skills still at 100% utilization. Short interest 23.69, which is up. Cost to borrow 18.71, which is also up. So that had a +3 area for me as well. Got into a little bit of that one today, and just kind of really excited to watch that one play out. Workhorse still 100% utilization, 37.70 short interest, which is down a bit from yesterday. 5.72 cost to borrow, which is up from yesterday. So that one I'm just kind of watching and see how it plays out. Crypto took a beating today, but BTCM I'm not playing as a crypto play. I am playing that as a potential short squeeze play. 100% utilization, 12.18% short interest, which is down a bit, but cost to borrow is one of the big reasons why I'm really keeping an eye on this one. Not only does it has 100% utilization, but it's 296.75 on cost to borrow. So that is really expensive to be sitting there holding those shorts. So if that one makes any kind of movement, I feel like it could really make another big run like it did last week. So that one I am keeping an eye on. BGFV, I did get back into that one a little bit with the profits that I made on it from last week. The utilization, which is up, it's 84.36, which is up from yesterday. Short interest is down 69.9, but that's still a really high short interest. And then cost to borrow, which is also down 6.68. So that one I'm going to keep an eye on tomorrow. Maybe with a lot of the other BBIG's SPRT movement, this one will get some more movement again. But we'll kind of see what happens. VIHS, one I talked about yesterday, that one's been getting more and more attention, I've been noticing. Utilization on that one is 98.5, which is up. Short interest 40.92, which is up. And then cost to borrow 5.64, which is low, but is also up from yesterday. So that had a +3 on my areas that I look for. So that one I am keeping an eye on. I did get into some of that today. I did get out of a little bit of it today as well. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on that one as it plays out, because it is a longer call for November. So I have plenty of time. If it really does start making some movement, I might get out of November and into like a September or October play. I know that's a lot riskier, so it's going to kind of play that one a little bit closer to watch the trends. MVST, which is one that I got into. I don't know if I mentioned, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that one yesterday. I started tracking it yesterday. 98.12 on the utilization, which is down a bit. Short interest 5.2, which is down a bit from yesterday, but cost to borrow is still really high, and it even went up to 41.57. So that one I'm going to be watching. There was a couple times I probably could have taken some profits today, but I just have a good feeling about tomorrow. Could be wrong, could be right. We'll see. And then some of my sleeper picks from yesterday are doing pretty good. I'm excited to see how they play out tomorrow, because I might take some profits on some of them, just depending on what's all going on. But PROG, that had a 19.53% float, utilization 86.67, which is up from yesterday, 25.08 short interest, which is up, and then 18.14 on the cost to borrow average, which is also up. So that's a +3 category thing that I am looking at, which I'm tracking more now, because I feel like when those three are moving up, then it just kind of creates more and more potential. JOBY, 40.46 on the free float, 99.39 on the utilization, but that's actually down a bit from yesterday, but it's still 99+% on the utilization. So that's one that anytime it's 99 or 100, I'm really keeping a close eye on it. That short interest is really low at 2.41, which is also down a little bit from yesterday, but the cost to borrow is 225.49. So anytime cost to borrow is over 200%, I'm keeping an eye on that one, because that one, shorts could get out of that pretty quickly. BGRY, that one I did get into a little bit today. I probably should have taken some of those profits because I got in at a really good point, and then it started to run. That volatility juice was nice, but I'm kind of not trying to fight PD pattern day trading. But that one right there, BGRY, has 16.19% free float, which is super low float. 97.54 on the utilization, which is down a bit from yesterday, but that's still high utilization. 4.89 short interest, which is a low short interest, but it did go up a little bit from yesterday. And then a 159.67 cost to borrow, which is down a bit from yesterday, but it's still a high cost to borrow. Some other plays that are starting to pop up for me. FTFT, that has a 99.75% utilization, 11.75% or short interest, and then 3.23 on the cost to borrow. So utilization is something that I'm noticing. That's up from yesterday. Short interest is up from yesterday. Cost to borrow is down a bit though. So that one I'm keeping an eye on. I'm not in on that one yet, but if that one starts to show some potential, I might move into that one. Let's see, any others? KPLT, which I've seen a lot of talk about. I didn't get into that one when it was running. I had a feeling that it might come down. Not sure what exactly happened with it. Haven't looked at the chart on that one yet. I'll probably do another update video maybe later tonight. But that one, KPLT, is at 100% utilization, which is up. 15.49% short interest, which is up, and then 19.41 cost to borrow, which is up. And I know that one's been moving and getting a lot of attention, and it had a +3 on those categories. So that one I might look for entry for tomorrow. But again, I'm not going to try to chase anything because that's just where you end up holding a bag and getting in trouble. So those are kind of mostly everything for me. There is one more, PSFE, which is not a short squeeze potential play for me. I was looking at the chart. That one looks like it could be a potential gap fill play. And I am getting past the time that I'm trying to keep these videos at, so I might do another update on that one later. But you see it, you hear it all over YouTube, and that is because it really does help. So if you could please like, comment, subscribe, any of those things, all of those things, whatever you want. For Mongo and me, that's the video. Please, by all means, comment if you got in on any of these, if you're up on any of these, if you're thinking about any of these, or if you got any other plays that are potentially something that you think that I should be looking into. I'd appreciate that as well. And yeah, Mongo? He's passed out. But that's it for me. Have a good one.